let's have the introduction muna, okay? To our class, kung ano-ano bang scope ng class natin at saka ano-ano mga requirements natin. Okay. So, again, good afternoon. This is Accounting Taxation 1, okay? Or also known as Income Taxation. Okay. So, hopefully within the entire semester, we'll be able to cover the entire topics at hand, okay? So, given na nga na mahaba talaga yung scope ng taxation, hopefully, okay, and God willing, that we'll be able to cover everything. Can I request you to turn off your or to mute yourselves? Kasi yung mga sounds, okay, it's a little bit distracting. Okay, okay, sige. So, before anything else, I'd like to introduce myself, okay? Yung iba kilala na ako kasi naging student ko dati sa Financial Accounting 2. As for the rest, may mga new faces dito, so di ko kilala. Okay. So, I'm Joseph Tio. I'm a certified public accountant. I graduated from Ateneo. Okay, so ano tayo? Same school tayo. Last 2015. So, I'm a CPA for 5 years already. 5 na ba? Oh, kaka 5 years ko lang last October. So after passing the board exam, I work uh, for RT Chua CPA Accounting Office in Zamboanga as an associate accountant and associate auditor. So after that, I worked in Manila for almost 2 years in Reyes Takandong and Company. So it's a newer firm uh, made up by partners from HGV. Okay, so I was under the tax department. So actually, I'm a tax accountant by trade. Okay, so that's why I'm teaching taxation. And right now, I'm currently uh, with Ateneo as an instructor under the accountancy department, mainly focusing on taxation. And currently, I also have my own practice. Okay. So I'm a tax practitioner and an auditor by profession talaga. So yun yung main focus ko as a CPA. Okay. So I'm also taking up my MBA. I'm almost finished. So that's me. Okay. So when you meet me, you can call me Sir Yo. Okay. Yun ang tawag usually sa akin. Okay. Yo ha, it's not yeo. It's yo. Okay? Sige. Next is, paano bang grading sa class natin? Okay. So don't worry guys, hindi naman ako very strict, especially right now when it comes to the grading. Okay? So as long as na nakikita ko that you place in effort in our class and you show up and participate well, of course, wala naman akong rason na ibagsak kayo. Okay? So don't worry about the quizzes, okay? Quizzes lang yan. It's just a measure kung may natutunan ba kayo or saan kayo nahirapan. So don't worry about that. So paano ba grading natin? We have class standing, 60%, and we have final examination, 40%. Then we have, under our class standing, meron tayong quizzes. So ano tong quizzes? Sir, long quiz ba to or short quiz? There's no distinction. I won't be giving any very long quizzes and I won't be giving any short quizzes. So parang nasa middle lang siya. Hindi siya masyadong mahaba, hindi rin masyadong maikli. Okay? So it will for the entire session, we'll be having around 3 to 4 quizzes lang. Okay? That 3 to 4 lang ha, so konti lang. For the quizzes, it is always announced. Okay? So don't worry, announce yung parate. And sa Schoology nyo siya iti-take. Okay? So that's why it's important na, I hope na nakapag-register kayo sa Schoology ha. Sinend ko na yung link natin doon. Okay, so for the quizzes, it's individual, tapos 3 to 4. Okay. So next is meron tayong music video. So ano tong music video? The music video is actually a requirement. Okay. So pang ano lang siya, pang it's an outlier. Okay. So anong gagawin nyo dito is that I already grouped the class into 3 groups and per group ang gagawin nyo is that you'll be making a music video na holiday theme. Okay, so dapat Christmas themed yung music video nyo. Tapos yung words nyo doon is about taxation. Okay, so it's a holiday themed video that focuses on taxation. Okay. So if you're wondering how this is made, magsisend ako ng sample mamaya. Okay? Later on, after our class, after nag-start, we're finished discussing everything. It will take around an hour and a half. The rest of the period, you'll be discussing, okay? Or I'll put you into your groups para malaman nyo kung anong gagawin nyo sa video. Okay. So later on, don't worry, we will be discussing that. And of course, participation. So for this meeting, wala munang recitation. So please take note after every meeting or during every meeting, ang main scope natin on our discussion is recitation talaga. Okay. So if you have law or nag-law na kayo, so similar tayo. We are more focused on recitation. So, yung mga files natin, pinopost ko na. By the way, for our videos, I already posted the links to the videos of Sir Enrico Tabag. So, we'll be using the videos of Sir Tabag as a resource, okay? Also, I'll be posting the PowerPoints beforehand. So, together with the videos and PowerPoints in your books, pwede na natin pag-aralan yung topic beforehand. So, I hope that during the class, we will not go into in-depth discussion kasi yun nga, masyadong mahaba yung scope ng taxation and di natin kayang i-discuss within the given time frame. So on your part, I expect na nagbabasa rin kayo. Okay, so that during in class, we'll only discuss the more important points or finer points of taxation. Okay? Kasi yun nga, di ko na kayang i-discuss yung lahat. Kasi usually taxation should be discussed itong income tax within the entire semester. Pero yun na, sobrang kulang yung time because of COVID and all. So, we'll try to make do with whatever we can. Okay? And of course, final examination will be 40 items. 40%. Okay. So, any questions with regards to the grading? Wala. Okay. Next is, ano bang topic natin? Okay? Or anong schedules natin? Take note of the schedules ha. I'll be posting this pala. Okay, so don't worry. This week, we are week 1. Actually, nagkabaliktaran lang to ha. Let me do the, you know. So, actually, this week, this is week 1. We will have our intro. Next week, actually, I'll be giving you your time to do the video. Okay? So I will not be meeting with you guys next week. So it's more of an advanced Christmas ano na rin. I want you to somewhat enjoy your Christmas break. Plus, yung time na yun, gagamitin nyo na for the music video. So again, for the music video, don't worry. Didiscuss natin mamaya kung anong rules nito. Okay? Then week 3, when we come back after or New Year na, full blast na tayo. Okay? We have taxation on individuals, gross income. Week 4, taxation on individuals, allowable deduction. Week 5, we have final income taxes. Week 6, taxation on corporations and filing of returns. And week 7, final exam na natin. Okay? So, I hope na mako-cover natin almost all. Okay? So, that's it for our weekly schedules. Okay? So, please take note na lang. Okay? Any questions or clarifications at this point?
Sir,
Okay. Yes?
um, yung sir sa week 5 sir, final income tax, lesson yan siya, sir?
Yes, it's a topic.
Okay, sir.
Oo.
Thank you,
Chapter
sir.
4 ata sa book nyo. Do you have the book?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sa mga walang book ha, I really advise if kaya, if your means permit you to do so, kindly purchase or have a copy of the book of Sir Banggawan. Okay? Sa mga walang book, you can buy it from Rex Bookstore dito sa Tetuan. Okay? Tetuan sa may Alfaro. Okay. It's a very useful book. So kasi magagamit nyo siya kahit graduate na kayo for your board exam. It's very useful. Okay? So kindly if you can if your means permit you to do so, kindly purchase the book. If hindi kaya, don't worry. Maraming online sources and pinopost ko naman yung mga discussions natin. Okay? So don't worry. Okay. Any other questions? Questions, clarifications? Sige. Since there are no more questions, let's proceed with our discussion. Okay, introduction to taxation. Okay. Kindly bear with me ha kasi mahaba-haba yung PowerPoint. If nakita niyo yung PowerPoint natin, it's around 40 slides. Okay. Sige. So hopefully, actually matatapos natin to. Okay. Wait. Okay. So if you have any questions while we're discussing, don't be shy to ask ha. Hindi ako kumakain ng tao. Okay. So yung mga naging students ko, kilala naman ako. Mabait naman ako usually. Okay. So as long wala naman ring maingay ngayon kasi wala namang classroom. So okay lang 'yan. Excuse me. Okay. So let's go introduction to taxation. So, what is taxation? Okay. Ano ba tong taxation? Dati naririnig natin to, di ba? Usually we hear taxation. However, ano ba talaga yung taxation? So taxation is a means for the government to acquire funds from the public in order to fund its projects. However, in order for us to further know what taxation is, okay, usually nalalaman lang natin na binabawasan or kinakaltasan yung sweldo. Pero what's the reasoning behind that? Okay, so let's go on to the in-depth discussion of taxation. Saan ba nagsistem yung taxation natin? So actually, our current tax laws stem from the National Internal Revenue Code, also known as NIRC. Okay? So the current tax code of the Philippines is the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997. It was passed through RA 8424, okay, or Republic Act 8424, and is being currently amended by RA 10963. Okay? Itong RA 10963 is also known as the TRAIN Act, or Tax Reform for Inclusion and Acceleration Act. Okay? So itong TRAIN Act was enacted last January 1, 2018. Okay. So brief overview lang ha. So this is our current tax code. Okay. Next. So who is the taxing authority within the Philippines? So sino bang may right or who has the responsibility to enact these tax laws or to ensure that the tax laws are being followed by the citizens? So actually, the taxing authority within the Philippines is enacted through the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. Okay. So, may mga parents ba nagwo-work dito sa BIR? Meron ba? Let me check out. Yung mga iba, kilala ko naman yung mga people from the BIR. Meron ba? Parang yung iba, di ko naman masyadong alam. Okay. I think parang wala dito. Pero yung mga if may parents kayo nagwo-work sa BIR, okay, of course, they are the ones responsible for ensuring the proper collection of taxes. Okay. So sila ang nag-ensure na nakokolekta yung mga taxes ng Philippines. And the current commissioner of the BIR is Sir Cesar Dulay. Okay, please take note ha, Cesar Dulay. Siya ang current commissioner. Attorney yan siya. Okay. Okay, okay lang if you turn off your cameras later on. Okay, pero if mga kaya you turn on kasi pangit naman ako lang mag-isa nandito. Okay, mas maganda nakikita ko yung faces ng iba. Okay. Next. So, ano bang tawag, fun fact. Okay. Sa English, madali lang pakinggan yung pangalan, BIR. Okay, Bureau of Internal Revenue. In Tagalog, anong tawag sa BIR? Meron ba nakakaalam anong tawag sa Tagalog sa BIR? Okay. In Tagalog, it's called Kawanihan ng Rentas Internas. Okay, so take note ha. Kawanihan ng Rentas Internas. Okay, yan yung Tagalog na pangalan ng BIR. Okay. So, that's it for the taxing authority. By the way guys ha, again, this week wala tayong recitation pero next week I hope everyone participates properly ha. If di ka nagpa-participate, 0 makukuha mo for the day for the recitation. Okay. Next, we have ngayon, what is taxation? Okay, so ngayon alam na natin saan nanggagaling yung taxation within the Philippines and who is the taxing authority. But what is taxation? So actually, taxation as defined by the Revenue Code, it states that taxation is a state power, a legislative process, and a mode of government cost distribution. So let's discuss this one by one. So there are 3 main definitions of taxation. Number 1 is that taxation is a state power. Please take note. What do we mean by state power? ito ay isang kapangyarihan na binibigay sa gobyerno or nakukuha ng isang gobyerno. So it is an inherent power. Ibig sabihin, all forms of government, okay, regardless of type or she's or kahit bago pa to or 1,000-year-old in government, has this power. Inherent to sa tao. Katulad na lang, di ba, ng sabi nga nila, human rights is inherent in everyone. So, kahit sino ka pa, mayaman or mahirap ka, it's ever present in you. Okay. So, just like in a person, a state has the inherent power to tax its people. Okay. So, ano tong state power or taxation is a state power wherein the state has the power to enforce proportional contribution. Okay. So, in the Philippines, ano tayo? Proportional yung contribution. Anong ibig sabihin ng proportional? The more you earn or the higher income, mas malaki yung babayaran mo. Okay. At lastly is that itong taxation should be used or itong power to tax should be used for public purposes. Of course naman, bawal itong gamitin para sa isang tao lamang. Okay. Next is that taxation is defined as a process. Okay. Ang taxation, kapag gagawa tayo ng batas, hindi lang basta-basta. Hindi lang pwedeng sabihin ni Duterte na, okay, gusto kong taksa ng Ateneo ng 100%. No, it's not like that. No certain person can be taxed directly or indirectly without the due process of the law. So taxation actually, it involves a process. Bakit? Kasi kapag walang proseso, pwedeng aabusuhin ang taxation. At kapag inaabuso ito, ano mangyayari? Kawawa yung mga tao. Okay? So that's why taxation is a process. Okay? Wherein it is involved or it is laid by the legislative department of our government. So ibig sabihin si House of Representatives and the Senate are the ones who are responsible for the implementation or levying of the tax laws. So may proseso siya, hindi lang basta-basta. Kailangan makuha yung response from the people and also pinag-aaralan to. And last is that taxation is a mode of government cost distribution. So taxation is a mode wherein the government can distribute the cost of its project to its people. 'Di ba? May mga proyekto ang gobyerno natin. So example ngayon, yung sa COVID, okay, how can the government distribute the cost or saan kukunin ng government ang pondo nila para sa mga COVID projects or sa mga uh, enhancement or tracking projects ng government against COVID? Okay, of course, the government gets that money through taxation. So, these are the three definitions of taxation. Okay. Next is, bakit kailangan natin ng taxation? Okay, why is there a need for taxation? Ngayon, alam na natin, okay, the definition of taxation. But why is there a need for taxation? Okay. So actually, taxation is needed because of the theory of taxation. So ano tong theory ng taxation? Okay. So sabi ng under the theory of taxation, it tells us that all governments, okay, typically provide a vast array of services to its people, which may include healthcare, public works, public order, safety, education, defense, and social protection. So typically, ang gobyerno daw nagpro-provide ng mga serbisyo para sa tao. Okay. A system of government is indispensable to every society, without which society would fall into anarchy and chaos. So kapag sinasabi niya, kapag walang gobyerno na nagpro-provide ng mga serbisyo nito, society would fall into chaos. And kapag in chaos, di ba, kawawa yung mga tao. And as a way for the government to maintain its form and system and continue providing the said benefits, the government needs funding. And the government's necessity for funding is also known as the theory of taxation. So bakit to kailangan ang taxation? Because of the government's need for funding. So yan yung theory of taxation. Kasi kailangan ng gobyerno ng pera, of course, kailangan ipondohan natin through taxation. Please take note, the theory of taxation is also known as the necessity theory. Okay? So, bakit kailangan ng taxation? Because kailangan ng gobyerno ng pondo. Okay. Again, theory of taxation is also known as the necessity theory. Next, ano naman ang basis ng taxation? Saan ba natin binibase to? Okay. So the government provides benefits to the people in the form of public services. And the people provides the fund to finance a government. So, ang basis ng taxation is the mutual need for each other. Okay. So this is what we call the mutuality of taxation. The mutual support between the government and the people. So one cannot survive without the other. Okay? So katulad ng parang circle, kapag walang isa, namamatay yung isa. Okay? So it's a symbiotic and mutual relationship. Okay? Nagtutulungan. Ang gobyerno nagpro-provide ng services, walang tao magpro-provide ng pondo. Okay? So it's a continuous mutual circle. Okay? Nagtutulungan. So this is the basis of taxation. The mutuality of taxation. Okay. So, the receipt of benefit is conclusively presumed. Sir, wala nga akong natatanggap na benefit from the government. Okay? Walang nagbibigay ng ayuda sa akin. Wala akong nafi-feel. Okay? Even if you say that you do not feel anything or if you do not receive any benefit from the government directly, it is conclusively presumed na may natatanggap kang benefit directly or indirectly. Okay? So actually, ang basis ng taxation tells us that benefit need not be actually received too in order to prove na may na-benefit ka. Okay, so example, etong basically maglalakad ka sa sidewalk, okay? The safety that you have right now, this is actually this all stems from the government. So this is the basis of taxation. Etong mga serbisyo na kukuha mo, dapat tulungan mo rin yung gobyerno. That's why we need taxation. So that's the basis of taxation. Next is the theories of cost allocation. So there are two main theories of cost allocation. Okay. Number one is benefit received theory. This theory tells us that the benefit received theory presupposes that the more benefit one receives from the government, the more taxes one needs to pay. So mas maraming benefisyong nakukuha mo sa gobyerno, okay, mas malaki yung kailangan mong bayaran. Okay. Sir, paano mo masasabi na paano natin masasabi na more benefits ang nare-receive ko? So actually, the more things you can do in life, the more benefits you have. And the more things you can do in life means that you means that the government is giving you a benefit, di ba? So if you can travel, okay? Nakakapagpasyal ka, nakakapag-malling ka, okay? Nakakapaggastos ka, okay? These are benefits granted by the government to you. So therefore, the more na pwede mong gawin, the more you can do, the more you need to pay. So that is the benefit received theory. The second one is that the ability to pay theory. This theory presupposes that taxation should also consider the taxpayer's ability to pay. So taxpayers should be required to contribute based on their relative capacity to pay. So ang sinasabi ng theory na to is that mas malaki yung kinikita mo, mas malaki yung kailangan mong bayaran. Okay? So yun yung benefit received theory. Okay. So, any questions on the theories of cost allocation? Questions, clarifications before I move on? Hello guys?
Wala naman, sir.
Wala. Okay, klaro naman. Okay, wait lang ha. Klaro naman, no? Wait. Excuse me lang ha. Okay. So next theory is the lifeblood theory. Okay. Give me a few minutes. Okay. I'll be back muna. Excuse me. Okay guys, sorry, nawala ako ng biglaan. Okay.
Okay lang,
So,
sir.
let's start. Okay, so let's continue. Ano naman tong uh, under sa introduction kasi, maraming mga doctrine. So, importante dito is malaman natin yung mga theories behind taxation. So, kanina, dinidiscuss ko yung different allocation method. Ngayon, meron tayong lifeblood doctrine. Okay. We are discussing these theories to reason out kung bakit ba importante ang taxation. So under the lifeblood doctrine, sinasabi that taxes are essential and indispensable to the continued subsistence of the government. So without taxes, the government would be paralyzed for the lack of motive and funds to activate or operate properly. Taxes are the lifeblood of the government, di ba? Katulad ng tao, kapag wala kang dugo, anong mangyayari? You cannot move or magiging anemic ka. Okay? You cannot act properly and you cannot move properly. You are sick, di ba? So like taxes or like a person, we need sufficient blood, di ba? So just like a person, the government needs taxes in order to operate properly. And under the life blood doctrine, it tells us that kailangan ng sufficient blood so that continuous and prompt ang availability ng services na pinaprovide ng government. Okay? So kapag kulang ng dugo or kulang ng taxes, di daw makaka-act ng properly ang gobyerno. Especially ngayon, di ba? Without taxes, how will the government move? How will the government pay the people who are ensuring that COVID or yung COVID situation natin is kept to a minimum? Okay. Okay. Next is that, what are the implications of the lifeblood theory? Okay, may certain implications kasi yan. So, di ba, sinasabi natin that since taxes are the blood of the government, there are certain implications dito. Number one, the first implication is that taxes are imposed in the absence of a constitutional grant. Okay. Di ba, since taxes are the lifeblood, or ibig sabihin dugo, kailangan, kahit wala to sa constitution, okay, taxes are still ever present or the government can still impose taxes kahit wala sa Philippine Constitution. Number two, claims for tax exemption are construed against the taxpayer. So example, kapag may exemption ka, what happens kapag may tax exemption? Ibig sabihin, mababawasan yung collectible ng government. So, the government tells us that since taxes are the lifeblood, any exemption must be proven by the person claiming to be exempt. Okay, so pag sinasabi mo, oy, exempt ako, hindi ko kailangan magbayad ng buwis. So, kailangan mo i-prove na exempted ka. So that's the second implication. Number three, the government reserves the right to choose the objects of taxation. So actually ito, the government can tax anything and everything under the sun. Okay? So, if the government would want to tax the very air you breathe, pwede. Okay. Or kapag sasabihin ng gobyerno, okay, tataksan ko yung Netflix mo at saka Spotify mo, pwede. Okay, the government has the right and prerogative to tax anything and everything they want. Okay. The fourth is that courts are not allowed to interfere with the collection of taxes. So, bawal silang mag-interfere or mag-meddle with the collection of taxes, ha? Only they are allowed to adjudicate and decide the validity of tax laws. Okay. So, bawal sila mag-meddle. Again, why? Since taxes are the lifeblood of the government, it is imperative that taxes should be collected on time. Okay. And the fifth implication is that there are certain implications for income taxation. However, for now, wag na muna natin i-discuss ng masyado. However, I'll just read this, ha. Bakit? Kasi i-discuss rin natin to in our next discussion on income taxes on individuals. At maguguluhan lang rin kayo pag i-discuss natin to. Okay? So, meron tayong dito, income received in advance is taxable upon receipt. Deduction for capital expenditures and prepayments is not allowed as it effectively defers the collection of income taxes. Expense only allowed upon actual loss of property. Lower deduction is preferred for a claimable expense and a higher tax base is preferred when a tax object has multiple tax bases. So again, for now, itong implication on income taxation, wag na muna nating i-discuss. Bakit? Di nyo ito maintindihan without the key concepts on income taxation. Okay? Next. Okay. inherent powers of the state. Diba? Sabi natin, taxation is an inherent power of the state. There are, however, three powers of the state. Okay. The first power is the power to tax. Okay. This is the most, sabi nila, this is the most powerful power of the state. The state has the power to impose tax on the people within its jurisdiction. Okay, that's the first power. Alam na natin. The second power, can anyone guess? What's the second power?
Police power, sir.
Oh, police power. Very good. So the second power is police power. This is the right of the state to enforce the power of the police to govern and protect its people. Okay. And lastly is the power of eminent domain. So actually, ito yung pinaka nakakatakot na power. What does this do? Here, the government has the power to take private property for public purpose. So kapag yung bahay mo gustong gawin ng daanan ng gobyerno, wala kang choice. Okay, kailangan mong ibenta yung property sa government. So actually, this is a very scary power. Okay? And usually, the government typically always prevails in an eminent domain case. Okay? So again, anong eminent domain? This is the power of the government to take private property and use it for public purpose. So kukunin nila yung property mo at gagawin nilang for public purpose ha. However, dapat may just compensation din. Okay, kailangan bayaran niya rin yung lupa mo. Okay. Di lang pwedeng kukunin at walang bayad. That would be unjustifiable and unjust. Okay. How does it work? So, example, ano ba? If the government would want to road expansion, example, bahay mo nasa roadside, tapos sabi ng government gusto namin expand ang road. So most probably they'll inform you that they'll be buying your property. So they'll buy it at a certain price, and if you agree, ibebenta mo na yung property mo sa government. However, if you don't agree, magkakasuhan kayo. Pero however, in the long run, 1 out of 100 and 99 out of 100, most cases you will lose. Okay. So yun yung cases ng eminent domain. So kapag na eminent domain yung property mo, in most cases kailangan mo na lang ibenta. Okay. So ganun lang. So 'di ba if you look at the city of Zamboanga, may mga road expansion. So dinidestroy nila yung mga buildings. Most businesses or most people just agree. Kasi kahit even if you sue the government, in the long run, matatalo ka pa rin when it arrives at the Supreme Court. Okay. So that is the power of eminent domain. Okay. Next is the inherent powers. Okay nito. Okay. So, what is the scope of taxation? So, sinasabi nila the scope of taxation is supreme, comprehensive, unlimited, and absolute. Ibig sabihin, taxation can cover anything and everything under the sun. Okay. So, again, ang scope daw ng taxation is scope, ha? Scope. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, it is comprehensive, it can cover everything and anything. It is unlimited to the nature and amount. It is absolute. Once tataksan ka, kailangan mong bayaran. And it is supreme. It reigns over everything. Okay? However, even if the power or the scope of taxation is supreme, unlimited, absolute, and comprehensive, there are still certain limitations. Okay? And these limitations ensure that the rights of the people won't be hindered. So there are two types of limitations. We have inherent limitations, and the second one is we have constitutional limitations. So what's the difference? Inherent limitations are limitations that are always or innately present within taxation itself. Okay. And constitutional limitations are limitations that are present or that stems from the Philippine Constitution. Okay. So, before we move on, are there any questions? Questions or clarifications muna?
Wala na ata, sir.
Wait lang guys ha, order muna ako sandali ng merienda namin. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, oh. So type mo yung saan mo gusto order. Lance Pizza. Okay. Tapos click natin to. Ako napipili ako. Tapos we'll choose ito. And Super Hawaiian. Tapos view your cart. Okay. Okay. Apply a voucher. Accounting, email na lang. So, kailangan mo mag-login. Anong email mo? Okay. So, apply natin voucher code sa Broso. Sa Broso. Ulit masyado yun. Okay. So, bawas na yun. Okay, go to checkout. So, delivery address, ito na. Correct na Estrada. Tapos payment method, cash lang. Okay. Tapos place order. Ganun lang. Sige, thank you. Okay, sorry guys, nag-order pa kasi ako ng pagkain. Okay. So, kayo rin ha, don't forget, mag-merienda. Okay. Sige. So, next is, again, what are the limitations? There are 2 limitations. Please take note. There are 5 inherent limitations and there are 16 constitutional limitations. So, it's very important na you remember this. Okay. So, let's go on to the 5 inherent limitations. So, ano ba itong inherent limitations? Again, they are, from the word itself, they are inherent or they are innate within taxation itself. Okay. So what are the 5 inherent limitations? We have spine. Okay. So sa mga may book, somewhat different yan. Penti ata, penti or penti. Penti ata yung spelling dyan. Okay. So, what do we mean by the 5 limitations? So for me, we have spine. S-P-I-N. So the first one is situs. Another term for situs is territoriality. So this means that taxation is only applicable within the territorial jurisdiction of the Philippines. So ibig sabihin, yung isang bansa or the government can only tax within its territorial jurisdiction or within its situs. So kapag ikaw nasa China ka or nasa US ka, Philippine tax laws are not applicable towards you. Okay? Why? Because tax laws within the Philippines are only applicable within its jurisdiction. Okay. So kapag if you are working within the embassy of the United States na nasa Rojas Boulevard ata, okay, tax laws within the Philippines are not applicable towards you. Okay. So that is what we mean by situs. Next is P, public purpose. Of course, from the word itself, taxes should be used only for public purpose and should not benefit or inure to any individual person, group, or entity. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, taxes, again, just like with everything that involves in the government, should not benefit a single person, group, or entity. Okay? So, dapat bawal talaga yan na may mapupuntang public funds isang tao. Okay? So, that is what we mean by public purpose. Next, international comity. This means that each nation should respect the sovereignty of each other. Okay, ibig sabihin, nations should not tax each other and should respect the sovereignty of each other. So that is what we mean by international comity. So ibig sabihin, the Philippines cannot inherently tax the US government or China and likewise. Okay. Why? This is to respect their sovereignty. Okay. So example, any income earned by the US embassy within the Philippines cannot be taxed by the Philippine government. Why? Because we respect the sovereignty of that government. Okay? So governments typically cannot tax each other. Okay. Respeto lang daw. Okay. Next is N, non-delegation. So anong ibig sabihin ng non-delegation? The power of taxation has been delegated to the government by its people. Hence, the government cannot and does not have the power to delegate it to another being or to another entity. So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng non-delegation. What has been delegated cannot be redelegated. Okay. May Latin to. Nakalimutan ko yung Latin meaning nito. Okay, wait, let's check natin. Okay. I forgot, there's a Latin saying dito of the non-delegation power of taxation. Non-delegare something ata yun. I forgot na. Dati pa talaga. Okay. Basta again, what has been delegated cannot be really delegated. Ito ba yun? Delegata potestas non potest delegari. Okay, I'm not sure if that's it. So what has been delegated cannot be redelegated. So katulad lang kapag ikaw ang pinagawa or ikaw ang pinahugas ng pinggan, hindi mo pwedeng ipahugas sa ibang tao. Okay, ganun lang ha yung non-delegation. Okay, and lastly is exemption. Ano itong exemption? The government is exempt from taxation. Okay, why? Diba? Common sense will tell us that that would be counterproductive. The government and all of its subsidiaries should be exempt from taxation. Bakit? Parang lang, hinihingan mo yung sarili mo ng baon. Okay. So that would be counterproductive kasi sa'yo naman yung pera at babalik naman sa'yo. Okay. So, the government and all of its subsidiaries are exempt from taxation. Why? This is to lessen the costs and procedures of transferring taxes. Okay, so di na lang tinataksa ng gobyerno yung sarili niya kasi it would be counterproductive and it would be costly except for certain GOCCs. Okay, so again, naka-explain na dito, so check nyo na lang. Okay. So, for the exemption, again, typically for the government, it is exempt from taxation. Actually, the power of taxation is so broad na pwedeng taksa ng gobyerno yung sarili niya. However, that would not raise any additional funds but will only incur additional costs. However, the government is still required to tax any profit that it has earned, okay, from other activities, such as from GOCCs. So ano yung GOCC? GOCCs are government-owned and controlled corporations. So what are examples of GOCCs? Meron tayong SSS, PhilHealth na ninakawan ng 15 billion at saka Pag-ibig. Okay. So these are examples of GOCCs that are subject to tax. Okay. So those are the 5 inherent limitations of taxation. Are there any questions and or clarifications? Questions, guys? Okay. So pag mamaya, later on, magre-recite tayo. Tatanungin ko ulit ano yung 5 inherent. Dapat memorize na. Okay. Sige. Next, we have the... Okay. These are the samples of GOCCs. Okay. So next is we have the 16 constitutional limitations. So I created an acronym, okay? Para sa 16 limitations na to. So kindly take note of this 16, okay? So actually depende sa inyo, you can make your own acronym of this one, okay? Pero ito yung ginawa ko. The first nakasegregate siya into 4 groups, okay? The first one is due pro-rers, okay? Due pro-rers. So ano tong first one? Due pro-rers. So there are 5 here. Number 1 is due process of the law. So the first limitation to taxation is that no person may be deprived of life, liberty, or property without a due process of the law. So di lang basta-basta pwede kunin ng gobyerno yung mga property mo o propriedad mo o pera mo without following the due process of the law. Okay, so kailangan dumaan tayo sa korte at dumaan tayo sa mga proper channels. Okay. Para to ensure that everything under the sun has been followed. Okay. Next is that uniformity rule of taxation. Anong ibig sabihin ng uniformity rule? This means that everyone or anyone is subject to taxation. No person, regardless of stature, race, or gender, is exempt from taxation. In the eyes of the law, lahat kayo pantay-pantay. Okay? Kahit mayaman ka or mahirap ka, everyone is subject to taxation. So, pantay-pantay. Everyone is subject to taxation equally under the eyes of the law. So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng uniformity rule. Number 3, equal protection of the law. Okay, so itong sinasabi nito, each person regardless of stature, gender, or race shall be protected equally under the eyes of the law. So kapag kailangan mo ng protection against the power of taxation, the law will provide you the opportunity to protect yourselves against the government or against taxation. Okay. So, proprotektahan ka ng gobyerno if you do not have the capacity, the government will provide you with a lawyer to protect yourselves. Okay, through the Public Attorney's Office. Next, progressive system of taxation. So actually, the Philippine government has a progressive system of taxation wherein the more you earn, the higher you need to pay. So currently, the Philippines has around 35% maximum income tax. Okay. So kapag nasa maximum ka na, 35% ng income mo may be subjected to taxation. Okay. So fun fact, can anyone tell me which country has the highest tax rates in the world? Okay. Can anyone guess? Ivan? Para agwa. Sí. Okay. Can anyone guess what country has the highest tax rate in the world? Okay. So the correct answer is Sweden. Okay, correct si Rizal. Okay. Sweden has the highest tax rate in the world, around 76% of their current income. Okay. So, ibig sabihin for every $100 na na-earn mo, $24 lang yung pwede mong iuwi. Okay. Why? Why is it so high? It's so high because the government provides all of the services, di ba? So actually, if follow lang natin, okay naman na mataas ang taxes. However, the main question there is that do your taxes actually go to its intended purpose? So actually, sa Philippines, alam nyo, maraming tao din nagbabayad ng tamang buwis. Bakit? Kasi alam nila because of the people who are managing the system here. Because sobrang corrupt na rin, di ba? We don't want to go there na. Pero because of the system of corruption, systemic corruption na mga tao nadidismayang magbayad ng tamang buwis. However, if you go to Sweden, di ba? Libre lahat. Health, education, and one of the happiest countries in the world. Okay. So that's why, even if the tax rate is at 76%, people are okay with that because they know that yung taxes nila go to the correct way, di ba? So kapag kailangan alam nila na yung binabayaran nilang buwis mapupunta sa tamang location or sa tamang daan. Okay. So hindi lang mapupunta sa pockets ng mga tao. So that's the system of taxation. Actually, if most countries just follow that, if there's no corruption, maayos na sana yung bansa natin, di ba? And lastly, pre-worship rule. Anong sinasabi nito? Actually, this is a bit far. I'm not sure kung bakit nasa taxation siya, pero again, one of the constitutional limitations is that each person within the Philippines has the right to worship any form of religion or God he or she deems to do so. So kapag gusto mo, if you want to worship Jesus or God, Allah or Buddha, you may do so. Pwede rin if you gusto mong magsamba sa sa kambing or sa baka, pwede rin. Okay. The government shall not hinder you in the worship or in the practice of your worship or in your faith. Okay. So kahit anong religion gusto mo, pwede. Okay? Gusto mong sambahan ang mga Norse gods, pwede. Okay. So, pwede. If you want to worship Bathala, pwede rin. Okay. So, that is the free worship rule. Okay? The government shall not hinder you in the practice of your faith or religion. Okay. Any questions on the first five? So, saan nanggaling yung Jew prowers? D-U-E, Jew, pro, for the progressive and worse, worship rule. Jew prowers. Okay. So, that is the first five. Okay, constitutional limitations. Okay. Next, anong next? Meron tayong no pimp reptar. Okay. So ito apat to. Okay? Look at the how many ha? No pimp reptar. So ano tong no pimp reptar? Okay. May questions pa ba muna before we move on to no pimp reptar? Kaya pa? Okay. Hindi pa to ano ha? Hindi pa to TMI. Kaya pa yung info. Okay. Next, no pimp reptar. So again, may apat tayo. May 5 na tayong alam, no? So, ano to? First, non-imprisonment for non-payment of debt or poll tax. Okay, dito masasayo. Oh, if mahilig kang umutang at di nagbabayad ng utang. Okay, time to be happy. O, di ka pwedeng mapreso. Okay ha? If you do not pay your debt, you cannot be imprisoned as long as you are in good faith. Okay, di ka naloloko ng tao, and you are in good faith, di ka pwedeng mapreso kapag di mo nababayaran yung utang mo. Okay. And you cannot be imprisoned if you cannot pay your poll tax. So what is poll tax? May nakakaalam ba what is poll tax? Ano ba tong poll tax nito? Does anyone know what poll tax is? What is poll tax? Alam nyo ba? Another word for poll tax is sedula. Okay. So, social yung poll tax. Okay. So, tatanungin mo yung friend mo, "Hoy friend, nagbayad ka na ba ng poll tax?" O, kapag di niya alam, sosyalan na lang. Pero, sa mga di talaga nakakaalam, okay, search natin. Okay. Ano bang itsura ng sedula? Okay. Alam niyo, di ba naalala niyo dati, yung sa history natin, yung sabi nila, punitin ang sedula. Okay. Nasa 10 pesos pa ata yun. Di nyo natin nabutan yung 10 peso bill. Okay, dati may 10 peso bill, nandun yung image, yung punitin doon nila yung sedula. So, nakikita nyo ba yung image na to? Nakikita nyo? This is what a sedula looks like. 5 piso lang yan. Ganyan yung sedula. Okay? Okay. So, any questions or clarifications? Okay. Ganito itsura ng sedula ha, para alam nyo lang. Para di tayo ignorant. Okay. So, kapag di mo nabayaran yan, okay lang, di ka ipepreso. Okay. Option na lang naman talaga yan. Okay. So, next, that's the first one, non-imprisonment for non-payment of debt or poll tax. So, kapag di ka nakakapagbayad ng utang or ng sedula, okay lang. Next, non-impairment of obligations and contracts. Okay, anong ibig sabihin nito? If the Philippine government had entered into a contract, if the Philippine government had entered into an obligation or contract, okay, such obligation or contract should not be impaired or cannot be impaired by the power of taxation. Okay, again, kapag ang Pilipinas pumasok sa isang obligation or contract, okay, the said obligation or contract cannot be impaired by the power of taxation. Why? This is to ensure that of the good faith and of the nature and of the sanctity of obligations and contract. Okay. So, okay. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ang gobyerno pumasok sa obligations and contracts, they will reign or they will prevail against tax laws. Okay. Again, this is to ensure the sanctity of obligations and contracts are kept intact against tax laws. Okay, or against taxation. Okay. Number 3, exemption of religious or charitable entities from property taxes. So kapag isang religious or charitable entities ka, okay, you are exempt from property taxes. Okay, ano yung property tax? This is real property, yung tax sa lupa. Okay? And lastly is non-appropriation of public funds or properties for the benefit of a church, sect, or system of religion. So, have you heard of the phrase separation of church and state? Narinig nyo naman yun, di ba? That's a common saying. Okay. This is the culmination of the separation of the church and the state. Okay. So this means that basically the state should not interfere or should not give funds or should not favor any system of religion, church, or sect. So bawal magbigay ng pondo ang church sa mga institutions na to, ay ang state sa mga institutions na to. So this means that the state should not interfere with the church. Okay. However, that's the only thing that what we mean by separation of the church from the state. Bawal makigulo ang gobyerno sa mga relihiyon or sa mga church or sects or systems of religion. Okay. So that's the next four ha. No pimp, rep, tar. So paano yung no pimp? No payment or no P is for non-payment. Imp is for the impairment. Rep is religious property taxes, and R is appropriation. So no pimp, rep, tar. Okay? So next, meron pa tayong, wait lang ha. Okay na tayo sa due pro worse at saka no pimp, rep, tar. Next is edu, con, nodi, de. Oh. Okay. Any questions muna on the first 9? Questions and or clarifications? Questions, guys? None. Okay. So next sa edu, con, nodi, de. Okay. Next is edu, con, nodi, de. Okay. First is exemption, edu ha. Exemption of non-stock, non-profit educational institutions. So, this Constitution provides that if you would create a non-stock, non-profit educational institution, you are exempt from all forms of taxation. Bakit? What's the reasoning? The government or the Philippine government prioritizes education above everything or above all else. One of the goals of the government is to ensure that every Filipino is educated properly. However, it is understood that the government does not have the capability or the capacity to do that. It needs the help of private individuals or private institutions. So kapag ang mga private individuals or institutions na to gagawa ng eskwelahan that is non-stock, non-profit, of course, the government in their vast knowledge would grant you the exemption from all forms of taxation. Number one, kasi di ba tinutulungan mo na sila sa goal nila. That's why bibigyan ka ng benefit. Okay. So if you are a non-stock, non-profit educational institution, you are exempt from all forms of taxation. An example is Ateneo. Ateneo is a non-stock, non-profit religious educational institution. Therefore, all forms of income of Ateneo, okay, is exempt from taxation. Okay. Number 2, concurrence of a majority of members of Congress for the passing of a law granting tax exemption. Again, in relation sa lifeblood theory, di ba? If mag-grant tayo ng exemption, okay, which reduces the lifeblood or the number of taxes na makukuha ng gobyerno, kailangan a majority of Congress should approve such law. What do we mean by majority? 2/3 of Congress must approve a law granting tax exemption. Why? Because tax exemption should represent the voice of the people. So kailangan majority ng members ng Congress, the Congress which represents the people, should be present in the granting of an exemption. Okay? Next, NODI. Okay, NODI to ha. Non-diversification of tax collections. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Tax collection should only be used for public purposes. Yun lang. Bawal gamitin ang tax purposes for other purposes or for private use. Okay? So kung ano lang nakalagay sa appropriation bill, dapat yun lang ang gamit sa kanya. Di mo pwedeng i-divert sa ibang purpose. Okay? So that is what we mean by non-diversification of tax collection. Di pwede pumunta sa pocket ni mayor or sa pocket ni governor yung taxes. And lastly is non-delegation of the power of taxation. Again, this is similar to the inherent limitation. So bawal mag-delegate ng power of taxation to another being. What has been delegated cannot be redelegated. Okay. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Edu con nodide. So edu, saan nanggaling edu? Edu con from the concurrence, no di from non-diversification, and de from delegation. So actually, edu con no di and no de yan. Okay? So no di de yan. Okay. So that is it for edu con no di de. And lastly, we have SC, HOR, and LG. Okay. Score LG. Okay. So, tatlo yan sila for the last three. Okay. So, sino yan? Si SC, HOR, at saka si LG. So, SC represents Supreme Court, HOR, House of Representatives, and LG is the local government. So, ano to? First one is non-impairment of the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to review cases. So, again, the Supreme Court as the finality of the judicial branch or as the final body within the judicial branch has the right and capability to always review tax cases. Okay. So siya ang may kapangyarihan nito. Non-impairment, bawal i-impair ang right ng court to review tax cases. Next, appropriation, revenue or tariff bills must exclusively originate from the House of Representatives. So, eto guys, do you know how tax laws are made? Do you know how tax laws are made or how laws are made? Are you familiar? Are you familiar with how tax laws are made, guys? Ganito. Typically, a bill or in order for a law to pass, a bill must be presented or must be issued or must originate from either the Senate or from the House of Representatives. Either pwede sa Senate or the House. And each copy of the bill must be approved within the Senate and within the House. Okay? Once na ipasa na to sa typically mauuna sa House, okay? It will pass the House Committee, then it will pass the House after 3 readings. Okay? Then Senate also will pass its own copy. Once na ipasa ng both sa House and Senate, okay? Therefore, magkakaroon ng bicameral committee, BICAM, ibig sabihin both House and Senate will be present, okay? And afterwards, once na-approve na sa BICAM, it will pass through the President for approval. That is for a usual bill. However, sinasabi dito, any revenue or tax bills, okay, must exclusively originate from the House of Representatives. Ibig sabihin, the Senate cannot create their own bill. Okay, bawal gumawa ng own bill ang Senate. But rather, it must only originate or it must start from the House of Representatives. Okay. So, bakit? Bakit ang House of Representatives lang ang pwedeng gumawa ng tax bills? Because the House of Representatives represent the will of the people and tax bills typically affect the masses. Okay? So therefore, revenue or appropriations or any tax bills must exclusively originate from the House of Representatives. And lastly is that, di ba, may ruling tayo, non-delegation of the power of taxation. Do you remember that? Na-explain lang natin kanina. So may exemption tayo doon. And ito yung last one. The delegation of the taxing power to local government units. Okay. So local governments have the right to or have been given the right to tax or create their own tax laws. Why? Because local government units also needs funds. Kailangan nila ng pondo. Okay. And in order to acquire funds, they are given the right to create their local tax laws. Okay. So this is the exemption to the rule. Okay. local government units have the right to create their own tax rules. Okay, so that is the last one, the delegation of the taxing power to the local government units. So sino nag-implement ng tax rules? In the national, it's the House of Representatives ang gumagawa ng tax laws. In the local, it is the sangguniang panglungsod. Okay? For the local government unit, it is the sangguniang panglungsod or city council city council in English. So these are the constitutional limitations to taxation. Due pro res, educo nodide, nopim preptar, at saka score LG. Okay. So please take note. Any questions or clarifications? May tanong ba?
None so far, sir.
Okay.
Pa naman.
Sige. Next is the stages to the power of taxation. Okay, before we start here, let's have a 5-minute break. Kasi alam ko, yung iba, too much na. Okay, ang dami ng mga limitations. So let's have a 5-minute break. Okay, inom kayo, gawa na coffee, pahinga, tayo-tayo muna. Okay, so let's have a 5-minute break before we proceed. Okay, with our discussions. Okay, pahinga muna tayo. It's 2:46. Let's meet back 2:50. Okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
So I hope na nakapag-merienda rin kayo ng kaunti. Okay. So let's continue. We're almost done. Mga few minutes, we're almost done. Mabilisan na lang to. Okay. Sige ha. Kaya pa? Ito, hindi pa to full ano. Next time, yung 3 hours, kulang pa talaga. Maubos talaga natin yung 3 hours. Okay. Okay. Ngayon, alam na natin yung limitations to taxation. What are the different stages of taxation? There are 3 stages. Okay. The first stage is what we call levy or the creation of the tax law or imposition of the tax law. Sinong may in charge na to? Typically, the legislative branch is the one who is responsible. Mainly, it must originate to the House of Representatives. Once nagawa na yung batas, sino nang next responsible? Of course, mangongolekta na tayo through assessment and collection. This is mainly done by the executive branch through its department in the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Bureau of Internal Revenue. And lastly is pag may mga kaso sa bagong batas, di ba? Batas yan. Usually may mga, especially if it's a new law, may mga cases yan. Okay. So, in case there are review of tax cases, this will be done through the judiciary branch. Okay? Mainly through the different courts. We have MTC, RTC, CTA, and SC. So, wala nang MTC at saka RTC. Diretso na usually tayo sa Court of Tax Appeals. Tapos, pag di ka pa rin pumasa dyan, lastly, pwede ka pa sa Supreme Court. Pero pag wala na sa Supreme Court, wala ka nang magagawa. Okay. So, these are the 3 stages of the power of taxation. Okay. So, again, levy is also called the impact of taxation. Okay. So, what are the powers of the legislative branch kapag gagawa sila ng tax laws? Ano bang pwedeng taksan nila? So, meron the following items. So, PORCASM yan. Okay. So, what are the different things that the legislative branch has a discretion on? Number 1, para saan yung taxation? Okay, the purpose of the taxation being done. Para saan ba? Okay, saan siya gagamitin? Pang COVID ba? Pang revitalization of the economy? Yan. Number 2, ano yung tataksan nila? Anong bagay? Okay. Example, Netflix or the right to watch Netflix, yung mga Spotify, okay, gan, sugar, those are the objects of taxation. Number 3, rate or amount. Magkano yung tataksan nila? Piso ba kada minuto or piso kada kilo or 1% or 5% or 10%? We also have the kinds of taxes. Anong type of tax ang i-impose sa'yo? Okay, for now, di mo na natin i-discuss yung kinds of taxes. Next time, when we go towards in taxation on individuals, i-discuss natin to. There are different types of taxes. Okay. Next is, magkano yung mapupunta sa national government at saka magkano yung mapupunta sa local government. So, pwedeng national taxes, usually may portion talaga in local governments. Okay. So, magkano yung mapupunta kay national, magkano mapupunta kay local. Next is situs. Saan bing location ng taxation na to? Or anong scope niya? Okay? And meron, last is, anong method ng collection natin? Paano ba natin i-collect to? Okay? Online ba? Cash ba? Sinong department ang may in charge dito usually? So those are the discretions or legislative discretions when it comes to the exercise of taxation. Next is assessment and collection. Discuss na natin. Okay, situs of taxation. Again, what do we mean by situs? This refers to the place of taxation. It is the tax jurisdiction that has the power to levy taxes upon tax objects. It serves as the frame of reference engaging whether the tax object is within or outside the jurisdiction of the taxing authority. So in situs, doon natin nalalaman kung pwede ka bang taksan or sinong may authority to tax you. Okay. So, if you are within the scope of the Philippines, of course, you are within the situs of the Philippine taxation. So, pwede kang taksan dito. So, actually, there are different situses of taxation. For now, di natin i-discuss kasi mas mako-cover to when we discuss taxation on individuals. So, just take note, we have business tax situs, income tax on service income, tax on the sale of goods, property tax, and personal situs tax. Just take note of this one, okay? For now, di muna natin in-depth i-discuss, okay? However, from the words itself, malalaman natin kung saan yung place of business or saan siya matataksan, okay? Next is the different doctrines in taxation. So we also have the different doctrines. So we'll just discuss this and passing na lang, ha? We'll discuss this in passing na lang. Okay. The first doctrine is Marshall Doctrine. This doctrine tells us that the power to tax is the power to destroy. Okay? Generally, that is true. Taxation can destroy people and livelihoods. Why? Taxation typically, without any limitations, we can tax anything or everything or how much. Okay? That's why the power to tax is the power to destroy under the Marshall Doctrine. The second doctrine is the Holmes Doctrine. Sinasabi ng Holmes Doctrine, the power to tax is not the power to destroy as long as the court sits. So sinasabi niya, okay, ang taxation cannot destroy as long nandyan yung korte. Of course, that's true. That's why the courts or the judiciary branch is important. It controls and takes note whether tax laws are usurious na or counterproductive towards its purpose. Okay, baka sobra na ba talaga? That's why, as long as there are courts, okay, taxation or tax laws still reigns, okay, or tax laws are being reined in or can be controlled. Number 3 is prospectivity of tax laws. Okay, tax laws should be applied prospectivity or prospectively. Ibig sabihin, kapag gagawa ka ng batas ngayon, anong araw ba ngayon? Today is December 10. It will be only effective starting December 10 onwards. Bawal maging effective prior because that would be that would be unfair to all those people who were doing things before tapos biglaan mo tataksan. That would be very unfair for those people. Okay? Next is we have non-compensation or set-off. Bawal mag-set-off or bawal mag-quit sa taxation. So if the government owes you something or if the government has a certain debt against you, bawal mag-quits-quits lang. Okay? Next, non-assignment of taxes. Yung taxes mo, di mo pwedeng i-assign or ipabigay sa ibang tao. Di pwede, okay, si Keo may utang sa akin 1,000. Okay, may 1,000 rin akong utang sa gobyerno in taxes. Okay, Keo, ikaw na magbabayad ng utang ko. Okay, bawal ang ganun ha. When it comes to taxes. Okay? Bawal ang ganun. You cannot assign your taxes towards another. Kung anong sa'yo, yun lang talaga ang para sa'yo. Okay? Bawal i-assign ang taxes sa ibang tao. Okay? Next, imprescribability of tax laws. Okay, ito. Tax laws are forever. Okay? The effectivity of tax laws means that it is forever. Okay? Unless the law provides for a certain prescription, it is applied forever. Okay? Sabi nga nila, in our world, there are only 3 things that are constant. 3 bagay lang daw talaga ang di nawawala. Number 1, death. Everyone dies. Okay? Number 2, lahat ng things sa buong mundo nagbabago. Okay? All things in the world are prone to change. Okay? And lastly, the third most usual thing is that everyone is subject to taxes. There are 3 constant things in the world. Death, change, and taxes. Sa panahon ni Jesus, may taxes na. Ever since before, as long as there is a system of government, even in the future, taxes will still exist. Okay? So that's why tax laws are imprescribable. Ibig sabihin, di nawawalan or di mawawala. Okay. Excuse me. Next, doctrine of estoppel. Di na muna natin di-discuss to, di na to importante. Okay. Next is judicial non-interference. Ito. Judicial non-interference tells us that the courts cannot interfere with the collection of taxes. Reminder lang. Bawal mag-interfere ang courts in the collection of taxes. Only in the tax laws. Okay? And lastly is strict constructions of the tax law. Okay. This means that tax laws are construed strictly. Bawal mong i-interpret ng basta-basta. Okay? tax laws must be construed or must be interpreted in the strictest sense possible. Okay. So those are the doctrines in taxation. Any questions on these doctrines? Any questions, guys? Okay. Sige. Next concept is double taxation. Okay, we're almost done. Patapos na tayo last 5 slides. Okay. What is double taxation? Double taxation happens when the same taxpayer is taxed twice by the same taxing jurisdiction for the same thing. Ibig sabihin, tinataksan ka ng isang bagay on the same thing. Okay? So, doble ang tax mo. Okay. So, what are the typical elements in a double taxation? There are two elements. We have the primary element and the secondary element. Primary element means that the same object is being taxed twice. While the secondary element means that four of the same things are present. Number one is same type yung tax, same taxing jurisdiction, same purpose, at saka same tax period. So these are the four secondary elements. Okay? And we have the one primary element that must be present in double taxation. Okay. So, paano natin masasabi kung nado-double tax ka? If all the primary and all the secondary elements are present. However, there are two types of double taxation. The first one is direct double taxation, and the second one is indirect double taxation. So, direct double taxation happens if all the primary and all the secondary elements are present. Indirect double taxation happens if one or more of the secondary element is not present. Okay. Is double taxation allowed? The court or there are no laws which prohibit double taxation. Okay? So kapag na-tax ka twice, edi sorry ka. Okay? Typically, double taxation is permitted. Okay? Under the eyes of the law. However, the court still provides certain ways in order for you to minimize double taxation. For now, di na muna natin di-discuss yung ways na to. However, take note, there are means in order for us to reduce double taxation. Kasi unfair na nga sa taxpayer na doble yung binabayaran niya para sa same na bagay. Okay. So, next is escapes from taxation. Okay, we're almost done. There are two categories of escapes from taxation. Okay, number one is those that result as a loss from revenue and those that do not result a loss of government revenue. So, discuss natin yung first three. Tax evasion, tax minimization, and tax exemption. What's the difference? Tax evasion is the illegal evasion of paying taxes or the illegal reduction of taxes. This is done to the use of illegal or criminal means. Okay. Tax minimization is the legally permissible minimization of tax dues by using tax laws. Okay, ibig sabihin ginagamit natin yung batas para mabawasan yung babayaran natin. Paano nangyayari to? Usually you hire tax accountants to do this. And lastly is tax exemption. This is granted by the court or granted by law. Okay. So these are the three things that that results in a loss of government revenue. Tax evasion will always lead to a criminal case. Tax minimization and tax exemption, there are no problems here. Next, categories that not result in that does not result in a loss of government revenue. We have shifting, transformation, and capitalization. Anong difference nitong tatlo? Shifting, tinatransfer mo yung tax mo sa ibang tao. So example nito is yung sa VAT. Okay, di ba kapag bumibili ka ng Jollibee, may nakikita kang VAT. So ibig sabihin yung tax na ni Jollibee, tinatransfer niya sa'yo. So that is what we mean by shifting. The tax is being transferred to another person. Next is transformation. Okay, what does transformation do or when does transformation happen? So transformation typically happens kapag tinatransform mo or inaayos mo yung mga processes sa sistema mo para mabawi o ma-recoup mo yung mga taxes mo. And lastly is we have capitalization. Capitalization happens is if the owner or the taxpayer, siya na lang umaaki ng tax due or siya na lang magbabayad ng taxes na yun. Okay? At pina-form part na lang as cost of the product. Okay. So these are the categories from escapes of taxation. Okay. Last two is tax amnesty versus tax condonation. So what's the difference? Tax amnesty happens, it is a limited offer by the government to a specified group of taxpayers to pay a defined amount in exchange for forgiveness of tax liabilities, which includes interest and penalties. While tax condonation is the forgiveness or total forgiveness of a tax liability. And it is usually equal to a tax exemption. So what's the main difference between amnesty and condonation? So amnesty forgives the criminal liability and reduces the civil liability. While in condonation, it only forgives the civil liability. Okay? So again, amnesty, wala ka ng criminal liability, nabawasan pa yung civil liability mo. Sa condonation, wala lang civil liability. You may still be liable criminally. Okay? Are there any questions and or clarifications? Questions, guys? Okay. So that's it for our discussions. Okay. Before we end our class, okay? Yun nga, we'll have a short, wait lang ha. Before we end our class, ano lang, again, yung sa music video, I already divided you into groups, okay? May mga kulang lang dito. There are supposed to be 30 of you in the class, okay? Right now, ilan tayo? 29, 28. May mga taong pa or may mga tao pa na wala dito. Okay? Or wala pa sa class list ko. Okay. So, before we, para makita nyo yung groupings nyo, ipopost ko siya sa Schoology. Okay? So, kindly download your groupings from Schoology. Ipopost ko siya ha. So, yung groupings nyo, that will be your group for the music video. There are still 3 people missing from this group. Okay? So, these 3 people, I want you to tell me your names right now if you are present. Okay? Kasi wala sila sa class list ko. Para ma-add ko sila sa list ko. Okay? So, I'll post ko yung class list or yung meron ako. Okay. So, posted na ang class list sa Schoology. Kindly take note. Kindly download and check out your groupings for the for our music video. Okay, na-download nyo na yung file. So, there are 27 people in my class list. However, per Sir JC, dapat 30 kayo. So, may mga kulang akong tao dito. Can you check and tell me who's missing? Wait I'll call you or I'll segregate you into groups. Okay. So, I'll mention the groups ha. Group 1, we have Andres, De La Peña, Garcia, Mohammed, Pandangan, Roales, Sampang, Sogradiel, at Tungupon. Yun ang group 1. 9 lang kayo, so dapat 10 yan. Group 2, we have Apuli, Etoquilla, Jamasali, Nachor, Posadas, Rubio, Sanglad, and Sugiyama, and Usman. Usman Al-Misri. In Group 3, we have Balatbat, Galvez, Libre, Nujang, Redonya, Saavedra, Santos, Toralba, Usman. Okay. Am I missing anyone?
Sir,
Wala,
ako
sir.
po, sir, wala sa list.
Sino? First, sino yun?
Guadalupe po.
Guadalupe. Guadalupe,
Jubilin.
Jubilin. Okay. Guadalupe will be Group 1. Okay. Next, sino pa?
Ako, sir.
Dave
Go,
Vincent
Dave.
ko. Si Mr. Go. Okay. Si Dave, Mr. Go will go to Group 2. Meron pa bang missing isa? Si Vidal. Okay. Joe Marie Vidal. Okay. Vidal will go to Group 3. Okay? So take note of your groupings ha. Guadalupe will go to Group 1. Go will go to Group 2. Vidal will go to Group 3. Okay. So ganito guys. Each of the groups, okay, ganitong ruling ha. Each of the groups will